What's up, YouTubers? So I've been doing a lot of thinking. Oh yeah, getting the pit ready to throw some burgers on it. Been doing a lot of thinking about society and why we move out to the country, or why we move away from the big city to get away from the crowds and the hustle and the bustle, right? And you move away and you find this little small town outside the big city that you kind of fall in love with or like, and you plant roots, and then you start to notice 10-15 years later things are changing, right? People are coming in, changing the landscape, they're changing the environment as far as the people, the more stores, more schools are coming up, more apartments, etc. That it starts to get to the point where you're like, now your little safe place, your little area that you move to is no longer that corner spot that you called home. And I was thinking about this when I was driving around from my little town to the next town over, and just thinking to myself, when you start seeing the feeder stores in your local town close, then you know times are changing, right? And if you don't know what the feeder store is, it's where you get your tractor, your livestock supply, etc. But when you start seeing those things close, business is bad for everybody. Meaning, for you that moved out away from the big city to now the big city's coming to you. Those are little tell signs that your world is changing. And now you have to decide, do I continue to stay here and get swarmed by the city folks, or do I uproot and move on? So, all right, guys, let me know what you think. Oh, one more thing. I was telling my wife, you remember back in the day when we had house phones, not cell phones, and it was a big deal to call people out of state, right? Out of town, within your state, and out of the state. And you'd always say, man, don't, your parents would say, don't make it more than 2 minutes, because it's expensive to call somebody. Now with technology, you pretty much can call around the world, and things have changed. Just sign of the times. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think about those feeder stores in your town. All right, have a good one. You got a grill. Red out.